What is this scene? Who wrote this? Guys, come follow me on Instagram. Trying to get to 10,000 followers and we're so close. Nearly. Also, I'll be posting more photos of Cody. All right, I've got to say it. This is straight up the most ridiculous deleted scene I've ever watched.
I have seen a security hologram.
Of me slaughtering General Grievous in the most brutal way possible. Take a look at this. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. Originally, the sequence in which Obi-Wan chases General Grievous on Utapau was going to be a lot longer and more complex than what we got in the final version of the film. This here is an 8-minute deleted scene of the chase, featuring tunnel sections, a train, wind turbines, the raging battle between the clones and droids, and so much more carnage that was totally unnecessary. Alright, so here we go. General Grievous is off on his bike, and General Kenobi calls in Boga. He runs to her, slicing his way through super battle droids. Grievous flies off the cliff, and Obi-Wan is close behind. So far, pretty much the same as what's in the film, right? Until Obi-Wan rams down a bunch of clones. What? Ah, they're just clones. They're disposable. 200,000 units ready with 1 million more well on the way, right? Obi-Wan doesn't care. Seriously, in the film, it's Grievous who sends clones flying over the edge. I really love deleted scene Obi-Wan in a lot of ways, not just this, in the other ones I've shown you in the past few weeks. He really doesn't give a crap. Slices Anakin in half, no worries, mate. Didn't even need the high ground. So Obi-Wan and Boga go flying down the cliff. Obi-Wan barely holding on. At one point he even gets flipped upside down. Can you imagine the logistics of filming this with Ewan McGregor? Grievous can see Obi-Wan in the distance. And this sequence is actually a lot similar to the deleted Boga chase Lego Star Wars level, which I think is actually based on this deleted scene. They were probably showing this, the developers, and that was supposed to be in the original Lego Star Wars. Alright, so Grievous and Obi are going toe to toe. Who'll make it to the finish line first? Seriously, this is like a pod race, this whole chase thing. They're plowing their way through rocks, rubble, dodging blaster fire. But what I really like about this deleted scene is that it shows the larger battle of Utapau. They fly past thousands of battle droids, clone troopers, vehicles, tanks, and I think this is a big part of why this probably never made the final cut. It's almost too ambitious. There's way too much to fill into the background, too much CGI. They would have had to have hired like 100 extra people to work on this, and even with their amazing budget, wasn't going to happen. Also, Boga gets shot in the tail. Poor girl. Oh, don't shoot the Boga. Hey, listen, you don't want Obi-Wan after you once you see what he's about to do. All right, we enter a tunnel. Grievous doing the flippity flips on the tunnel wall. He lines up Obi-Wan in his crosshairs and opens fire. Wait, hold up. What about Boga? Don't you dare hit Obi's girl. Oh, sweet. We're all good. She can run upside down. Amazing. What a creature. Okay, so here is where things start to get just a little bit ridiculous. Here we go. All right, this is some Starkiller type over the top kind of stuff. Right, you see this train here? Yep, it's headed straight for the tunnel. Obi-Wan's freaking out. Grievous is freaking out. Boga's freaking out. Oh no, what are they gonna do? Well, Obi and Boga take the side route. Meanwhile, good old General Grievous is like, you know what? It's all right. You think a train will stop me? He shoots a hole in the front and he drives straight on in and literally flattens all onboard passengers. Listen to the people screaming. Oh, all right, now I have a few problems with this. First up, why is the train service on Utapau still operating while there's a raging war taking place? Look, when we first see the train, it drives through a battleground of clones and droids. What is the chaos on this planet? Where do these people need to be that it's so urgent that the train service is still running? Second of all, who are the passengers? What, are you just making your daily commute to work, reading the paper? Then bam, General Grievous decides he needs to get through. And third, there is no way Grievous's bike is strong enough to get through here. Sure, it was, you know, decently sturdy in the film, but I mean, Obi-Wan stabs it with the Electra stuff and half the things falls apart, so I really don't see this happening. Seems kind of, you know, just like I said, Starkiller. Starkiller is the bike in this instance. It's the most overpowered bike in the whole series. So after tormenting the poor train travelers of Utapau, Grievous breaks free and the chase is still on. Obi-Wan takes a few swings at the bike with his lightsaber, but up ahead, the road is blocked with clones and battle droids. But alas, the chase continues. Both Obi-Wan and Grievous stampede their way through, not a care in the world. You see what I mean, Obi-Wan? Deleted scene Obi-Wan, what a legend. Slide all through. Look at how many clones are killed here. Just ramming, flying through, not a care in the world. All right, then this next part is totally messed up. Grievous stops his bike and uses the giant wheel to slice up a bunch of poor clones and send what's left of them at Obi-Wan. Look at this! This is sick, twisted. But it's not just that. This scene, it goes on. It doesn't stop. They just keep doing it. The scene goes for like 30 seconds. He's just standing there awkwardly spinning the wheel. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan's just looking at him with a funny face. What is good? Obi-Wan's just shaking his head. Many clones lost their lives to bring us this sequence. All right, what does Obi-Wan do to stop this madness, to counter this? Turns Boga around and uses poor Boga's tail to fan away the clone leftover. There's torsos being thrown here, arms, heads. It's sure, it all looks like just armor, but I swear, these deleted scenes, man, Star Wars was going to be an R-rated film. Between this and deleted Order 66 scenes and the deleted battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin, this stuff is like... If only we can get that 4-hour cut, fellas. Full of carnage! Alright. The chase continues. Grievous makes his way out onto the edge of these wind turbines. He gets the turbines spinning using his bike, preventing Obi-Wan from getting near. Grievous then makes a phone call and says,
"Prepare to move out of orbit.
I'll be up in a few moments." So Obi-Wan decides that it's a good idea to stick his lightsaber into the turbine, slicing off a few of the blades. Great, he's going to be able to get to Grievous, right? However, one of the blades goes flying towards another turbine, breaking it off and causing it to spin uncontrollably towards their turbine. Okay, now we're in trouble because the turbine slices off the platform, causing Obi-Wan and Grievous to fall a few hundred meters. Ah! I have no idea how they survived this, or how Obi-Wan survived. Seriously, thickest. Anyway, we'll get to that. Then Obi-Wan's hanging on for dear life, while Grievous is trying to do what he did to these poor clones a few minutes ago. Instead of the clone, now there'll be pieces of Obi-Wan flying everywhere. But Boga to the rescue! She cries out from the platform above, "Obi-Wan, stay safe, my friend, I'm coming." But it's too far for her to jump. She can't make it. Obi-Wan has merely seconds to live. The tension is insane. Obi-Wan's about to be sliced and diced, but he grabs onto Grievous's bike, who eventually pulls away from the turbine. But that's not it. The turbine falls off and cuts their platform in half. Grievous is forced to slam on the accelerator and haul himself and Obi-Wan to safety. Alright, now Obi-Wan's being dragged. He attempts a swing at Grievous with his saber, but gets knocked back. He's clinging on for dear life. Meanwhile, his body's probably being torn to shreds, just getting dragged along here. Seriously, they're moving at like 100 miles an hour. How thick can Jedi robes actually be? Look at him. This is like Terminator 2. He's dragging himself up the cable towards Grievous. And I thought Grievous was the machine. Look at him go. Grievous is trying to poke at the cable with his electro staff, but it's just out of reach. He can't break the cable. Terminator Obi-Wan's coming in. And then Obi-Wan decides he's going to use the Force to Indiana Jones his way back to Grievous. He throws the cable around a nearby triangle, isosceles, ties it around, and Grievous's bike is torn to pieces. To think, a simple cable could absolutely demolish a vehicle that just minutes earlier, might I remind you, tore its way through a train, dozens of clone trooper body parts, and several wind turbines. Where's the continuity, fellas? Luckily though, Grievous has reached his ship. He's about to make his escape, but he's stuck in the wreckage. And then Obi-Wan gets this total badass moment. Silence, darkness, and then... Obi-Wan emerges from the shadows. What a gangster. Look at him. He searches for Grievous, who at this point is still unconscious until now. Grievous is armed, and Obi-Wan's still searching. Cautiously, he advances. The electro staff stutters by the wreckage. Obi-Wan reaches down to pick it up, but then suddenly... Grievous unloads on Obi-Wan, who approaches with the electro staff, using it to block each blast. He knocks the blaster from Grievous's hand and begins gently prodding Grievous with a giant cotton tip. Seriously, Obi-Wan is armed with one of those things you use to clean your ears. That's what it's look at. Grievous grabs on, trying to wrestle it from Obi-Wan's hands. He launches himself backwards, sending Obi-Wan over, and pins the Jedi to the floor. He then uses Obi-Wan as a melee weapon, battering the wreckage out of the way. Man, Obi-Wan really takes a beating in these films, hey. Between all the kicking, all the time he gets whacked in the face, and now this man has the thickest plot armor I've ever seen. But Obi-Wan gets on Grievous's shoulders, still holding the staff. He's thrown backwards, and the staff goes over the edge. Grievous then proceeds to beat the crap out of Obi-Wan. Even extends his double arms and starts belting him in the face. Hold up. Obi-Wan's being smashed in the face with metal cyborg fists, but he's still fine. What? No bruises, no scratches, black eye, no, nothing. Throughout the entire saga, Obi-Wan manages to keep a clean face despite being kicked, punched, and crushed. Where are the injuries?
Hey, kid. It ain't that kind of movie.
Alright, so Obi-Wan pries open General Grievous's chest cavity, and they go for a bit of roly-poly. All the while, Obi-Wan's throwing bits and pieces out of Grievous's chest. He gets right in there, and he seems to have done some serious damage, because poor old Grievous can't get up. Now, this is just a little warning. If you have a weak stomach, or can't deal with graphic images, or can't bear to see your favorite Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi do something morally questionable, then look away now, because saying this next part is intense is an understatement. Obi-Wan walks over to a defenseless Grievous, who at this point is basically disabled. Obi-Wan ignites his lightsaber and stands over the immobilized general. First up, he slices off Grievous's arms. Then, instead of just ending Grievous's life with, the normal way, the respectful stab, Obi-Wan reaches into Grievous's chest, tears out his internal organ, what is this, his brain or his heart, and then throws it across the floor like it's nothing. Listen to the sound as he takes it out. It's like a squelch. Ugh. So Grievous is dead, right? You can see he's not moving at all. So is that enough for Obi-Wan? No. He grabs Grievous's blaster, aims it at the organ, and blasts it. What is this scene? Who wrote this? George? It seems to me like the original idea here was for Grievous's brain to be in his chest, and that as long as the brain was alive, Grievous could be alive. So he had to destroy, I guess so, but Obi-Wan's not done yet. He walks over to Grievous's body and, as if just as a final humiliation, kicks it off the edge into the abyss, never to be seen again. And that, my friends, is what I call a deleted scene. I love the idea of George being shown this and being like,
I may have gone too far in a few places.
There's also a deleted scene where Obi-Wan actually goes and meets Boga. Very cute. Hey, the Boga, hey. Also, one other thing to note, it's not really clear whether or not Boga survives in the film. According to the concept sculptor, George Lucas had said that Boga dies, but it's not really clear in the film. I mean, if Obi-Wan can survive the fall from this far into the water, I mean, he should be dead once again, the plot armor. So I don't understand why Boga can't get some plot armor herself, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I like about the deleted scene. Boga survives. Oh, and I also like the fact that Obi-Wan is the most brutally savage Jedi to ever exist. Clearly didn't read the chapter on the Jedi way. But if you're new here, I also have a clips channel with daily memes and clips. You can go check that out. And for more of me, you can watch one of these and come follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and join my Discord for lots more Star Wars and everything else. And thanks for watching this. My name's Andrew. I'll catch you soon.
Stay bomb.